This week on the scene, Rawle James and Pony Malta.
The poem I'd like to recite for you is called You Are Love. Love is an energy, the energy from which we are. It is the space that binds electrons. It is the air we breathe. Love is just a word, but it's our connection that drives our will in concert with life, lifting to a vibration of higher consciousness. Love is fear's oxymoron, for there is no fear. There's only our true spirit, only you, only love. Love knows no duality. It is not alone, nor lonely. It is infinite, it is, it was, always will be, as you are infinite. Love is harmony that lives within. It is beyond thought, spoken words. Its reach knows no limits. Love guides the acceptance of self. It is the Alpha, the Omega. It is the sun, the moon, the stars. It is all things, one thing, you. Love equals one, as we are one. It shines a light on fear. It illuminates the abyss. It cascades sight to heightens one's experience. Love is the now, for it fuels wisdom, and its knowledge is verb. It moves mountains to heighten your worthiness. Love is an anchor. It is complete, without malice, has no judgment, void of expectations. Love is your greatest treasure. It is who you are. Love is spirit. Love is God. Love is the universe. Love simply is. Love is you.
After 25 years in the business world, Rawle James decided to take a different path and is now a poet, writer, coach, and mentor. His advice? Go against everything you've been taught and follow your heart. Rawle is also the founder of Kelowna's Inspired Word Cafe, a series of poetry, spoken word, and musical performances.
My inspiration probably was mostly sports, and I come from the business world, so as far as writing, I don't necessarily have a lot of people that I follow. I'm a layman poet. I didn't go to school to study it. I'd never sit here and say I'm a traditional, poet in any means. But I write what inspires me. I write from that stream of consciousness that all our creativity comes from. I rarely ever sit down with the intent to write a poem. Usually, I'll be going to bed, and as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'll get this blast of inspiration. One of the poems that I recited, Mother's Blood, I'd actually just came home from school one day and turned on the TV, which was a big mistake, and turned on CNN, and there was another conflict happening around the world somewhere. And in that moment, I really got angry. And I was about to turn it off, and this blast of inspiration just came, and I grabbed my iPhone because I couldn't find a pen and paper, and this poem came out, A Mother's Blood. So, but what really inspires me? The 7 billion people and the other billions of creatures that I share this planet with. That's what inspires me. My poetry is about love. It's about choice. It's about consciousness. It's about shifting to doing something different in how we live. So I'm inspired by the people I walk this planet with, the creatures that I share this planet with. One of the poems I recited, You Are Love, it's become kind of the anthem for a show I do here in town called the Inspired Word Cafe. And love seems to be a constant theme throughout all the poetry that I write, an invitation to loving self, an invitation to learning to love each other, loving this planet that we live, and learning to love in a different way, not in the way we've been conditioned to think of love. I always use the analogy of, a man and woman in the meadows running towards each other, in this case, me with the dreads, and they embrace each other. To me, that's lust, and that's a good thing. We need lust, else we wouldn't be here. But the love I speak of, the love I write about, is a love that goes beyond this world. It goes beyond these meat suits that we walk about in. It's about really understanding the energies that we are. And in that poem I talk about that love is an energy, and that's exactly what it is. It's just a word, but it's the connection that we each put to it. It's neither right or wrong. It's what you say it is. But my version of love is really an invitation to start learning how to truly love yourself. Because when you can love yourself beyond this and understanding that I was here at the beginning, I'll be here if there's ever a proverbial end, you really stand a chance to truly loving somebody else in a different way, beyond conditions that we've been placed under. So I invite people, including myself, to love unconditionally, to love without expectations, and to remove the fear so we can truly embrace each other.
This next poem I'd like to recite is called We Fight for Peace. We fight for peace with trapped minds, guarded hearts, conditioned love, belligerent thoughts, inhumane behaviors, trade embargoes, unauthorized wars, one-sided laws, greed is right, eroding soil, polluted air, bloated bellies, thirst entrenched, homelessness, arrogant doctrines, suppressed rights, judgment in our blood, civil unrest, moral good, civilized torture, all along riding the roller coaster of Einstein's insanity, singing our polite praises with guns, bullets, bombs. Peace, peace, peace. I want me some peace. We fight for peace. What an oxymoron. Peace conjures up images of open space, vast void, beautiful silence. Peace is the laughter of joyous children, embracing acceptance, the gentle sway of wind-blown trees. Peace is the air we breathe, the water we drink, the earth we walk. We fight for peace. Enough fighting. Shift for peace. Unleash our human splendor. Live for peace like Bob, Nelson, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Cochise, Sitting Bull, Mother Teresa, the Dalai Lama, Harriet Tubman, Eleanor Roosevelt, John Lennon, Yoko Ono, Medgar Evans, Tolstoy, Chomsky, Biko, St. Francis Assisi, Desmond Tutu, Florence Nightingale. No guns, no bullets, no bombs, for we are one. I see you, I lay down my tired arms, I rest within your love. Peace, 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 I want me some peace. Peace is me, peace is you, peace is us. Peace.
When I was young, I didn't think I thought this way. And then I was talking to some old friends from back in the day, because I grew up in Toronto, and they go, yeah, you're still deep and profound. So I guess I always thought this way, but I never really thought I was probably worthy of it, to consider myself a writer, to consider myself a poet. And I think I always cared about people, but when you feel you're damaged or you're broken, you tend to run away from land. You tend to kind of push things away that show up in your life. So did I always think this way? Not to the degree that I am today. The comfort that I have today is in who I am is never like I've experienced before. I truly love me. I love me first. And it has to be that way. I follow the example of the universe, and the heart right now that's pumping fresh blood in our body. When it feeds the body, it takes what it needs first, and it distributes the rest. And if we follow that lead in today's society, people go, well, that's selfish thinking. And I always remind them that what's the first part of that word? Self. You have to be strong with self. You have to truly, I believe, truly learn how to love self, to embrace love from others. So today, I'm the most comfortable that I've ever been in my skin. So I'm sure I've had these thoughts when I was a younger man, but today I truly walk my truth, my walk, without fear, without worrying whether or not people like it or not. Don't get me wrong, I want people to like it, but if they don't, that's cool too. I wrote my first book called Truth Experience, which is at Mosaic Bookstore, and I wrote it not looking to make tons of monies off it. I just wrote it because that's what I wanted to do. Right now, I have a great partner, my art partner, Kim Lake. You know, she's a graphic artist. She's also a poet, but we've been bringing my words and her art together, and I'm not sure what we're going to do with it. We're just creating and we're producing, and you know, people seem to like what we're doing. So we're just trying to figure out how we want to distribute it to the masses, and in regards to trying to do something different as opposed to just charging people for art. I'm not sure. I just think my poetry is just an invitation to a different conversation. So I focus on that in regards to talking to many different people and inviting people to look at themselves in a different way and to get beyond the conditioning that we've been subjected to, that we're insignificant, that we're feeble, we're these feeble human beings. And I don't buy into that anymore, and I know a lot of young people don't. So I just will follow the art where it takes me. And you know, I hope I just keep writing. Well, not hope. I will continue to just write when poems show up, and I will continue to speak my truth, and wherever it takes me, I'll go.
This next piece is called A Mother's Blood. On a battlefield littered with right and wrong, good and evil, seeking new ways to end the spill of blood, a path to compromise, paved gutters of valued indifference, overcoming ego's charms, resisting the urge to impose one's will. Our council chambers filled with the same energies of contempt as the stench of killing fields fill our nostrils, fuels our nightmares. Always the paradigm of a winner, of a loser. Streets flow with the blood of indifference, crowds of humanity caught in the rat race we call life. Kill or be killed is the prize as we quest for the Midas touch. A fool's goal we chase, blinded by the Joneses' shadow, surrounded by possessions, the bank we build, forgetting the true value of one's life. Who will be around me when I take my last breath of this ego's domain? Longing for balance between old and new, both requiring time to accept, to adapt, to respect, to honor, to love, to live. Forgetting that perfection lies in the moment of our soul. With purpose of thought, oh, how I long for last blood. When anger gives way to empathy, giving way to the warmth of mother as she governs over the collective heart, seeing each other without eyes, hearing each other without ears, remembering the first moment, the first breath, a first light, a first embrace. Let mother lead a new chorus of unity. For the battlefield she resists with the memory of label's pain. All are her children, all are her love. The path to oneness is paved with her strength. O mother, whose blood is my blood, empower me to do thy bidding. Eagle eye my vision to recognize the change knocking at the precipice of my testosterone-based brain. Within the estrogen whirlwind that lies the new DNA of an existence of new. I lay down my sword, I put aside my worries, for I see you, I hear you, I feel you. I am my brothers, I am my sister's keeper. I see past the lies of the tree of death. I am the lamb of mother, the keeper of new thought. My energies ride the spectrum of life as I follow in order to lead. Shedding no blood, no tears, I champion mother's love. I walk the warrior's walk to a new dawn, past original sin, back to the tree of life, to my spiritual bliss, no longer separate from mother, God, my true self.